Well, same script, different day, but here we are. I'm Rob Smith of the Smith and the Black channel here at Ticker Talker, and it's like I said, tech handily outperforming here. So we'll take this down, and you've got QQQ here still going, and you can see this right on the highs of the month, right on the highs of the week, day, and here's your 60-minute in your lower left. And you can see this just kind of stuck in here. We got Chairman Powell coming out in some notes, so broader averages might dry up a little bit in front of that, but we'll see. The Q's handily outperforming here, as we've been seeing compared to, say, the small cappers here. You see that they got the dumper here, and they took out, if you go up to the upper left, small cappers took out yesterday's lows. So whole bit different ball game. So the good thing about that, it tells you pretty much right where you want to be. And that was in tech land. And so I'm going to shrink that up a little bit more for you. Because all you had to really do is go look at some inside days. And what I mean by that is if you go to SMH. Talked about this last night at Wheels in Motion show, and here upper left. And you can see that SMH itself not really ripping here, but it goes inside day and it goes up. And that's sometimes all the boost you needed. You got AMD here, in AMD, you can see daily slight gap up and sit up in there, but if you look at all the combinations we have right now in the lower left, you're going to see the inside 60. So we're keeping an eye on that. Like I said, things might dry up in front of the Fed here. But if you go to the upper middle, we've talked about this all week. There's your inside week that took it out. And if we go back to the upper left, remember inside day here, inside day up yesterday, and then go to the middle, triggered that inside week. And it kept going, and then lower middle, boom, there you go. Inside month to the upside for the triple combo for AMD, very nice there. It's got a lot of friends over there. Apple's still going in tech land. Apple new highs, and so it's just, like I said, if you go lower left, you can see inside on the 60 now. So we're stalling out. We want to see what these things do with all that kind of stuff. If we go to Qualcomm, here you can see inside on the 60, on the lower left. And in the semis here, upper left, you're going to see that inside day up. You can see that in a whole bunch of stuff, and that's what we were talking about in the videos last night. You got NVIDIA here. Now in lower left, you're going to see inside on the 60. And then here, upper middle, the inside week to the upside. All right, and that's what we look for, and you got all those kind of things going. You've got CRM. And CRM, if you go upper left, that's the daily. Inside day to the upside. All right. And on the weekly, you're going to see this. In the upper middle, this outside week. Then pokes below it and comes back. That's a 2-2 reversal on the 3. So we're looking to take this out. 184.80 unless you get a reversal against you. So you still got some room on that to wait for it to set up and see if that takes that. We got ZM. ZM, once again, if you go up to your upper left, inside day to the upside. Thank you very much. It's also, you go lower middle, inside month to the upside. All right, so that combination there as well. And you can go lower left. You can see stuck here, multiple inside 60 pattern. We have to see how these things break come the afternoon. You've got now NOW. NOW just blasting into the highs you can see of the month. And here, just taking out yesterday's highs, upper left. And then if you go upper middle, what's that? Once again, outside, inside week. And take it up with 312. And outside is a 3, inside is 1, and then 2, the Chicago Boomer. And so it took care of business. Takes that stuff out. We'll have to see if it resets up on a 60 or 30 come the afternoon. We got some shenanigans too. Jiffin, J-I-F-N. And look at this thing. And this thing right now, you can see this in the lower left. It goes inside on the 60. We want to see if we can take that out. Like I said, broader average is drying up a little bit and coming in just a tad here in front of the Fed. But we had this, if you go to the 30, lower left, right here this morning. This was real nice. Gaps up, goes inside on the 30-minute, and then boom, right here. So now stuck in here a little bit. We'll see if we can get outside of that 60 stuff. We got DOCU. And DOCU here inside the lower left. You see inside on the 60. Here. But once again, upper left. This is all you had to know about today. Inside days to the upside. DOCU. inside day, and right up through this stuff. We'll see if there's more in the tank. You can see weekly still inside if you go to upper middle, but all bright green, and this is what we look for. Followed down to the 60s. See, anytime it's green like in here, you'll notice down in here, upper left. Lower left. Inside 60. Right there, and boom. And at that point, not only is it inside 60 up, here, upper left, it's also inside day and up. And if you look at all the time frames, they're all green. Think that's going to work? Definitely. Every reason to believe that's going to work. Vive. Here. And you can see this. Green on all time frames, and you can see this nice long green weekly. So not only do we look for the signals as a continuation, because this was 2 up and 2 up, but how green are you? That means this week, for the last 3 days, they've been buying this thing, as you can tell here. Had the rest yesterday, and then if you go to the left, upper left, and now taking off again. And you can see we like to come back to previous ranges, because you see this daily here, 2 down, and this was your reversal here, back into the previous range, and now accelerating here very nicely. If we go to W, and W stalling out here, we know here's inside month, but you can see the lower middle, you're going to see the giant broadening formation, which we watched forever, ever since down in here. Remember this one, the 2-2 reversal? That was great. And now it's just stuck inside, but you can see on a day like today, nicely green, and so we'll see if we can get out of this week and all that kind of stuff, or lower left, if you can set up again like it did in here. That's an inside 30. You can take that. Carvana. We're all going to buy our cars from vending machines, so we don't have to deal with any people. Inside day, if you go to the upper left, there's your inside day. Inside of that, takes that out, boom, into the highs. We'll see if it stalls out like some things here up. If you go down to the lower left here to see if that's going on. Picking up on my scan right now, AAXN coming up here. Looks like it's still inside day, but when you look at these 60s and stuff like this here, still green on all time frames. See, and we look at these 4 major time frames. Anytime these things are all green, you can go down to shorter term signals, see what you can find. Broader averages, like I said, stalling out just a tad right now. Gapper list Chris, CRIS. And this thing holding its gains, and it just did this in the lower left. It went inside 60 up, backs off a bit, so we'll see if that sets up again. We also had some nice early reversals, but they might start coming back down in the transports, because you had the airlines doing this. United Airlines, look at this. So if you look at the lower left, and you go to the 30-minute, it goes down, and almost all of them did this. Look at this. This is what we call country and western. We can play both long and short in the same day. Right. So it goes down here and goes inside on the 30 and gives us the 2-1-2 reversal back up. Inside bar reversal on the 30, right? Which also then triggered the inside 60. However, it comes back in here because it couldn't get out of this. Now it's a rev strat. The 1-2-2 back down. So you can, if you protected your gains from those moves, now you reverse and get short below 40.55 and take her back down. How's American Airlines doing? American is trying to set up the same thing, right? So the good thing about having subsectors and stuff like that, you can watch them all try and break together and see if they follow through on that. Because you had Boeing, Microsoft to the highs. Microsoft, sorry. Let's get to Microsoft. We'll stick with this for a second. Boeing trying to do the same thing, and you can see there's plenty of movement here to make money on this upside. This took this inside 60 from 203 to 208.94, so there's plenty of movement in there to make something. And if you look at the 15-minute, there's a whole bunch of ways to make money on this thing. It goes in 15, right, and it goes down, but it doesn't take this out. So that's rev strat. 1, 2, back, reversal back through to stop these guys, and these guys here, this. Boom. Then you get your inside 15 here for the measured move, which comes up into here, right? Then this goes inside, and when it goes up into here and fails, that's 1 bar rev strat. That's an outside bar coming. Get short, right? Now it comes back down, and you can watch this with multiple time frames because you can see how easy this was on the 30. Inside 30, right here, to the upside. Plenty of movement up there, and just mind their new 30 when it starts coming in, take your profits. And when you go down to the 15-minute, Well, we just did that. So the 60, we'll see if that's going to set up and take this out. Would be where Boeing would have a problem in the next hour. Here, below 201.50. We got Microsoft doing the highs. Microsoft don't care. You can see this green on all time frames and still going. We got PGEN. PGEN, because once again, you can see here on the upper left, inside day to the upside, right? It's reversing in the lower middle. You're going to see this on the monthly, taking this stuff back up, right? And so we'll see lower left, you got an inside 60. We'll see if anything comes of that. You got BE coming up right now, and you can see this thing. Lower left, inside 60, right here. Up, inside in the 60, and taking it out right now. And you can see that daily, how it normally trades, and then you see bright green, that's go time, all right? See, so TDOC, how you doing? I thought you popping up a little bit here. TDOC waking up just a tad, still handling inside month. But, like I said, when you look at the daily upper left, you can see nice and green. We'll see if anything more comes of that. See if it gave us anything on the 30. A little tricky on the 30, but we'll see. Go back to the 60. Microsoft to the highs. And we got some real shenanigans here, DUO. And look at this. And if you go to the gap here, you're going to see this. Not for everybody, but this gapper here goes down on this stuff and just getting cremated. See, if we go to ALGN, there's not a lot of whole lots tanking here, but ALGN, on a day like today, it's like you just want to make sure when you're going short on anything that's taking out yesterday's lows, and you go upper left, that's ALGN doing it. You had Alta, and Alta taking out yesterday's lows, not totally falling apart here on the upper left. But if you go down here, if it were to do this on the 30, take this out right here. That'd be a 2-2 reversal back down below 238.23. If we go to the 60. Might get yourself an inside 60, and we'll see what comes of that. Lake. How you doing there, Lakey? So Lake goes inside on the 60, but you can see on the upper left how it gaps up and comes in. And so if you go down to, say, 30, little tricky here. This is a 1-bar rev strat here, the inside bar here. When it pokes up and starts coming back through, that's going outside bar and taking it down. We'll see if anything more comes of that. With VMW, also, you can go upper left and you see this taking out yesterday's lows. And we knew about that. It's not totally tanking, but you can see here in the 60s kind of drying up in here, like so, down lower left. But we were aware of that Wheels in Motion show because it's inside weak and down. So we can get any weakness out of this stuff, which has been pretty tough to get, especially when you're talking about NASDAQ. But we're going to be aware of it. You've got McKesson, MCK. MCK, lower left, inside 60. Here, and once again taking out yesterday's lows and on the upper left, and then the upper middle trying to take out last week's lows, right? So you can see the difference when and if you go to the monthly in the lower middle, you can see red, right? And that's when you're going short. That's the kind of stuff you want to look to get short. We got a little bit of healthcare weakness. ANTM tries to poke down upper left, inside day and down, just not falling apart. Cardinal Health, CAH. Inside day to the downside. You see the difference? Okay, and there you go. These things are just telling you exactly where to be, and maybe a little Cigna, CI. There we go, taking yesterday's lows out. Not falling apart, but like I said, we got Powell coming. Fed going to be talking about all sorts of good things. But these inside days certainly were getting us done. That's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith of the Smiths in the Black channel here. Ticker Talker, the Halftime Show.